Hello everyone, welcome back to another video here on Play on GAA. Today myself and Luke are going to do a preview of the Allianz Football League for Division 2 for 2022. And my God, Luke, there's some big counties in Division 2 for 2022. I mean, we have provincial finalists, provincial champions, Galway, Roscommon, obviously Cork are there with Keith Ricken in charge, Meath are there with Andy McEntee getting another season, all the young talent that they have. Derry are there with Rory Gallagher. They have a serious wave of momentum behind them. Obviously, Gallagher took them so close to beating Donegal in the 2021 championship. I mean, Conor Glass, Shane McGuigan, the likes, Chrissy McCaig, such a strong team there. Down, obviously, are there as well. So are Clare under Colin Collins. Offaly are there too, you know, the young stars that they have, the likes of Jack Bryant, etc. So I think it'll be fascinating Division 2 this season. I mean, I can't wait for it.
Absolutely. I think this is the division with the most competitive games, and I think the most even eight teams. Like you look at kind of our Division 1 preview that we've kind of just done, where I think, look, it's obvious enough when we went with predicting maybe our top 2 or 3 and then who'd be in our bottom 2 and 3. So I think when we compare Division 1 to Division 2 right now, look at the order is not really set. I think we're going to have probably identify our one clear favourite, but then beyond that, I think it's very, very hard to call everything. And going down, it's very, very difficult to see who is even the favourites right now to be going down the other end.
Yeah, well, me personally, I mean, I think Galway are the clear favourite as being league champions, but who goes up with them is what I find the most fascinating. I think Derry and Cork are the two biggest unknown quantities in terms of, obviously, Keith Ricken is coming in with all that optimism and the fact that he knows the young players, and maybe he can be the one to really craft them into this senior side, which can challenge Kerry for the Munster Championship. But Division 2 could be a great breeding ground for them. The likes of Cathal O'Mahony, Damien Gore, Blake Murphy, to get them really embedded into this senior side. Derry, on the other hand, we saw the progress that they made in Division 3. They cleaned up the whole division and then took Donegal right to the wire, as I mentioned, in the Ulster Championship. The likes of the footballers that they have is just incredible. But will Gallagher be able to keep the momentum going? I mean, we saw, went up in smoke in the end of Fermanagh. He didn't last long there. Donegal, he was solid, but then he left. So there seems to be a time limit on Gallagher with other counties. I mean, he was there. He makes progress with everyone that he goes to, but then he leaves. And I just wonder, is this with Derry? Is this something he's in for the long haul, if you get me?
Yeah, look, I completely get that. And I think they will have been disappointed. I know last year in Ulster that it's like Ulster was an absolute shark tank with the teams coming out of it. But look, it was a very early championship exit for them. So look, I think after their league form last year, they'll be quite keen to regain that quite quickly. But to be honest, now I do think that based off this, I would have them between obviously I'd agree completely that Galway would be my favourites to go up. I think they'd be most people's favourites as well, based off who they have available to them right now. They seem to have a full panel, some really good young players coming through as well. But also I think that battling out then for the second spot, I'd probably go between Derry and Roscommon right now, and I'd probably think I'd be leaning towards Derry. I think that the talent that they have available is just it's just at a very, very high level. I think that Glass Bradley midfield, if they can get that going for the league, I think that's potential to be one of the best midfields in the country, really, at all inter-county level. So I think the level of talent that they have should be enough. They absolutely steamrolled Division 3 last year. They were clearly too good for it. So I do think I'd have them and Galway as my early favourites to go up.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I think Derry just have too much momentum behind them. That being said, Roscommon do seem to find a way of constantly getting promoted. I don't really know where they're at, to be honest. Obviously, McEntee's strapped in for another season, but of course his job was really close he was very, very close to losing his job not too long ago. So it's unknown really how morale is in that camp, whether they believe in the project, etc. So it'll be interesting to see how Meath go. Obviously, Offaly, of course, a load of that momentum behind them. Personally, for the teams that go down, as good as the momentum is behind Offaly, I think they're one of those 3 teams that I would be worried are going down. The other 2 then being Down and Clare. I just think even though Clare pushed for promotion last season, I'm just seeing that they're having to rely on the same players every year. There's not a lot coming through. There's not another Owen Cleary coming through. There's not another David Tubridy coming through. I know Tubridy, made history in the last league campaign by becoming the top scorer of all time in the competition. But I just think they're going to run out of steam eventually, and I think this could be the year. I think it's 2 of the 3 of Clare, Down and Offaly go down for me.
Yeah, I'd completely agree with all those 3 being probably my early standouts as well. But I wouldn't rule out Cork, I think, as a team that might potentially run into a bit of bother. I know a lot of optimism about Keith Rickon coming in, taking over, but I think a lot of people looking at that game today against Kerry when they were humbled by that Kerry team that were missing kind of Clifford for most of that game as well. So, yeah, look, I think the Cork rebuilds, like, although there is serious promise, I think, for the future, it's a long way off being complete at the moment. And at the moment, they've a lot of raw kind of players, and the team, it seems to be chopping and changing an awful lot per game. That there's an awful lot of talent, but there's no kind of clear idea on what the starting 15 is going to be right yet. So I think it could take Cork a while to get their feet. I think in Division 2, like, they played their last game of the preseason, and the team just seems to be changing week on week, and there's no kind of consistency to the selection yet. So I think they're still trying to discover who they are right now. So I wouldn't be surprised if they start off pretty slow here and end up kind of in a bit of a dogfight to stay up. But I do think ultimately they have enough quality to stay up. So yeah, I think essentially I'd probably be looking at Offaly and Down as my 2 teams that I'd imagine might be going down. And look, I think Clare just about to stay up. They've managed to kind of battle this Division 2 for a while now, and they always just seem to have enough to kind of just about stay up. So I think I'll go with that and say Offaly to finish last, and Down just about to go down as well.
Yeah, well, one thing's for sure, it'll be interesting to see how it turns out. For me, this is the most interesting of the 4 divisions. I think it's the most evenly matched, as we said right at the beginning. So it'll be fascinating to see how it all plays out. Guys, that is the end of the Play On GAA preview of the Allianz Football League for 2022 Division 2. Don't forget to catch all our other previews of the league action. Get them right here on Play On GAA. And until the next episode, guys, don't forget to like, share, subscribe and comment. And until the next one, take care.